Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE. The fallout from SummerSlam can still be felt as we continue the road towards our September premium live event pay-per-view specials. Special at that, bragging rights. The battle for brand supremacy is continuing. Last week, LA Knight took out Kevin Owens, called out Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns put him in his place. As well as everything else going on in the road to bragging rights. And we're just going to continue with that. We continue still feeling a bit of fallout from SummerSlam, obviously. A lot happened. The fallout from that will be felt for a while to come. And continuing that road towards bragging rights, we're going to continue it, of course, first of all, with another episode of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway with The Chosen, or at least the part of Triple H's Chosen, coming out. The WWE Champion Kevin Owens and the Raw Tag Team Champions Adam Cole and Finn Balor make their way out to the ring. Kevin Owens gets on the mic and he says that LA Knight fired the first shot. Well done. You got me. You got me when I wasn't looking. But guess what? I got eyes in the back of my head, idiot. I'm always going to be ready now. For you, for your junkies, for Roman Reigns saying keep his name out of his mouth, out of my mouth. Like he's goddamn Beetlejuice. Well, guess what? Roman Reigns. I do not care what you call yourself, tribal chief, head of the table. All that matters is this, the WWE Championship that I have. That management looked at me and said, you're the guy. Didn't look at you, Roman. Didn't look at you, LA. They looked at me. And LA Knight and your two friends in Spanish Fly, you want to issue a challenge to us? Well, guess what? We'll happily accept. Me, Cole Balor, we'll happily take the opportunity to kick your asses here tonight. How I would have waited till bragging rights, but you want it. Let's go. For 100, Kevin Owens with some strong words to LA Knight and Roman Reigns there, accepting the challenge the Golden Gods issued. Main event, Owens, Cole and Balor versus Knight, Bourbon and Torres. Banger. Hopefully it's a banger. Fingers crossed. 100 though. Good. Next up, opening match this evening, as advertised last week, MJF versus Montez Ford. Both men looking to stake their claim and get their spot in Raw's bragging rights team with a view of leading on further to championship opportunity with a good performance. But who will do so? MJF, Montez Ford. In the end, your winner heading to bragging rights is MJF. Montez Ford goes high with the frog splash. MJF rolls out the way, gets up, gets Ford from behind, locks him in the salty earth. Ford tries to fight, no choice but to tap in the end. MJF advances to bragging rights. 85 for the match is very good. 82 MJF, 77 Ford, both doing alright. Got the crowd buzzing, off to a good start. We take those. MJF's definitely get both of these guys, I would say at least top 20. When we get to the end of year awards, top 500. These two will definitely, I think, be in the top 20 at the very least. They've both done really, really well this year. As then we go backstage to the Intercontinental Champion, Drew McIntyre, just in his locker room. And then you hear the voices at the door and he turns around. And it's Top Dollar, Ashanti, D. Adonis, and B-Fab Hit Row coming in. And Drew McIntyre says, what the hell do you guys want? I can't do any. Apparently, if I try any British accents, the head's Irish. So we'll have to accept that, won't we? And Top Dollar saying that, Drew, we hear you talking smack on our boy Isaiah Swerve Scott, the man who's gonna beat y'all and Tyler's asses come bragging rights. And Drew laughing, saying, oh, so Swerve can't do it himself. That's definitely Irish. So he sends you three bozos here to do it for him, huh? And Top Dollar saying, whoa, Swerve don't send any of us. We just working for our boy on behalf of Hero, on behalf of Swerve Scott. I want to beat your ass. And Drew McIntyre laughing and happily accepting. 88, very good. Later on, we got Drew McIntyre, Top Dollar, in what I'm sure we'd agree is an absolute dream match. As then, next up, we have Gunther, the European Champion, taking on Bodie Hayward of JSU. JSU all at ringside, so is Imperium to watch as Gunther caves in Bodie's chest and powerbombs into victory for a 64. Decent little match, 75 Gunther, 19 Bodie. Decent work from Bodie. Gunther gets the win with the powerbomb in the end. He stands tall, Imperium in the ring with him, Chase U helping Bodhi up the ramp. Gunther and Imperium in the ring, European title over his shoulder. They're about to hit the pose when out comes Cesaro. Cesaro marches down to the ring, wearing a suit or whatever, and stands across from Gunther, and the two men face to face, staring down for that 81. Beautiful little stare down here between Cesaro and Gunther in dream match. Banger, isn't it? Gunther, Cesaro. I mean, who wouldn't want that? For then we have some promos from Alexa Bliss and Kairi Sane and Naomi and Nia Jax. Next up, these two teams will go head-to-head, with the winning team advancing to bragging rights. Only 2 spots available on Raw's women's team at bragging rights, with Toxic Attraction already occupying 3 of them. And yeah, Bliss and Kairi working together to try and earn a spot. Naomi and Nia Jax working together to try and earn a spot. Both, writing some disses. Naomi and Nia Jax, an actual team, they say. Bliss and Sane say, and maybe they're not an actual team, but they can work together for this. For an 80, before next up, we do have Bliss and Kairi versus Naomi and Jax, for those spots at bragging rights up for grabs. And in the end, it's Alexa Bliss and Kairi Sane who get the win. Bliss hits Twisted Bliss on Nia Jax for an 83. Raw's women's team at bragging rights, full and complete. Mandy Rose, JC Jane, Gigi Dolan, Alexa Bliss, Kairi Sane. Banger little team there. 83 though, very good. 78 Kairi, 77 Bliss, 73 Naomi, 58 Nia. Everyone doing okay. Bliss and Kairi had great chemistry. Really? That's good to know, I guess. Alexa Bliss and Kairi Sane have great chemistry as a team. That is good to know. Okay, great. I didn't expect that. That's good to know. Then we go backstage and we have, expensive looking car roll up, and out comes LA Knight, Torres and Bourbon from it. They emerge from the expensive fancy sports car, their titles on, all 3 men looking like $1 million, as only the Golden Gods can. I'd say, and we heard those bums accepted our challenge, and so we rolled up here to Monday Night Raw to lay a can of whoop ass all over the 3 of them, because NXT Friday nights, Monday nights, it doesn't matter. Every show is the LA Knight show, baby. Yeah. 84. Good little work from LA Knight here. Yeah. As then next up, it is another. We go. Well, no, a promo. We go to stage for a promo from Io Sky, the women's world champion. And Io Sky says she has her championship back, and now she will prove she is the best, like Triple H said she is. And she says that she knows she is the best, but she hears people say otherwise. People say that the man is the best. Well, the man should know that the kingpin, Io Sky, is coming to Smackdown. See you there. For a 96, masterful job from Io Sky here. Telling Becky that she will see her on Friday. Lovely. Next up is the dream match we've all been waiting for ever since both men got into the same company. There's been talk. When will this happen? Finally it does. Drew McIntyre versus Top Dollar. Because who's harder than Top Dollar? Not Nada. Not Nada's harder than Top Dollar. Taking on the Intercontinental Champion Drew McIntyre here. Yeah, in the end, obviously, Drew gets the win. Hits the Claymore on Top Dollar. 1, 2, 3. 73 for the match, though, is pretty good. 77 Drew. 39 Top Dollar. I mean, yeah, is a good enough match, isn't it? Top Dollar. Not getting the win, but putting in a decent performance at the very least. As Drew McIntyre does get the victory here in a decent match. Yeah, decent's probably the word for it, isn't it? Then we go backstage to Triple H's office. And Triple H says, first of all, I just want to say to Randy Orton that my offer is still on the table. Like I said last week, Randy, you were the first superstar I chose to lead this business forward. And you know, Randy, Evolution, the Authority, When you're at Triple H's table, you always eat good. So make the right choice, Randy. Come back and take your rightful seat by my side again. But also, Pete, I don't want this animosity between us. Because I like you a lot too, Pete. I chose you to lead NXT UK for years. And so I'm going to offer you a chance as well, Pete. I'm going to offer you a match next week. And if you win that, you can be on my team, on Raw's team at Bragging Rights. And if you are one of the survivors at Bragging Rights, Pete, then I will personally give you another shot at the WWE Championship. For 100. Big talk from Triple H. Once again, reiterating Randy Orton offers there, mate. Take your seat at the table. Come and join me again. And then giving the offer to Pete Dunne as well. Match next week if you want it. Win that, go to Bragging Rights. Be a survivor at Bragging Rights and you get a WWE Championship opportunity. 100. Beautiful. Beautiful from Triple H. Before it's time for the main event, we have the Chosen. Triple H's Chosen, boys. Kevin Owens, the WWE Champion, and the Raw Tag Team Champions, Adam Cole and Finn Balor, versus, from the Black and Gold NXT, the NXT Champion, LA Knight, and Spanish Fly, the Golden Guard, Spanish Fly Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. A Battle of the Champions, 6-man tag, Raw versus NXT here. And, in the end, a good match. Both teams giving all they got, as you'd expect. We get down to it. LA Knight and Kevin Owens going at it. Kevin Owens gets on top a little bit. He goes for the stunner. LA Knight shoves him off him. Kevin goes into the ref a little bit. And then from behind, LA Knight's turned around. And it's Bron Breakker. Big clothesline to LA Knight. Picks him up. Lifts him. Then plants him down with that... what am I looking for? Bron Breakker's movesets names have escaped me. Bron Breakker's finisher. You know Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker's finisher. Lifts him up over his head, plants him down with a slam to LA Knight, rolls out the ring. Kevin Owens stops, pretending like he can't get out of the way of the ref's vision upon noticing what's going on. And then Kevin Owens just goes over, covers, 1, 2, 3. I got that completely wrong. I somehow forgot the result of this match. So ignore what I just said. LA Knight distracted the ref. Bron Breakker took out Kevin Owens. There you go. For an 86, really good match actually, as you'd expect probably. 96 Cole, 94 Owens, 91 Knight, 88 Balor, 83 Torres, 57 Morban. Really good. Obviously, I've completely forgot the result. That's my fault. I apologise. Yeah, Bron Breakker came in and took out Kevin Owens. He didn't take out LA Knight. He took out Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, maybe he asked for this. Called Roman Reigns Beetlejuice, said his name 3 times. He didn't summon Roman Reigns, but he summoned Roman Reigns' Roman Empire member, Bron Breakker. Took him down. 86 for the match. Golden Gods pick up the win. And yeah, after the match, the Golden Guards stand tall outside the ring, going up the ramp with their gold. Bron Breakker disappearing into the crowd as Cole and Balor check on Owens. Owens is furious. Cole and Balor's eyes are focused up the ramp on Golden Gods, but Owens is focused in that crowd looking for Bron Breakker for a 100. Good end to the show. Happy with that. Yeah, minus me completely forget. I think that might be one of the first times that happened. I just completely forgot the result of the match. That's on me. I need to get more sleep. 100. Good end to the show. Overall, Raw gets us a 91. Yep, good episode of Raw. Happy with that. A lot of good stuff. Continuing that build-up to Bragging Rights. A lot going on at Bragging Rights. So, Battle of the Brands. People jumping over everywhere. It's a mess. My head's gone. But we move on. Continuing to build up to Bragging Rights. Probably with a very happy Golden Gods following their win here. With another edition of NXT. And NXT gets underway with the Golden Guards coming out to the ring. The Golden Guards coming and having some fun. They're happy, having a good time. LA Knight says, the Golden Guards did exactly what we said we were going to do. We went to Monday Night Raw, and we kicked all three of those punk asses. Kevin Owens, Adam Cole, Finn Balor, you call yourself the Chosen. The only thing we chose you to do is get your ass kicked. Because that's what the Golden Gods do. The Golden Gods are on top. The Golden Gods are NXT. The Golden Gods are WWE. Yeah. The Golden Gods are unstoppable and come bragging rights. Kevin Owens, I'll kick your ass again. I'll even kick the ass of he who shall not be named. And then Spanish Fly here. Well, Cole and Balor, they'll happily come kick your ass. And don't even get me started on when the Firefly Funhouse theme begins. And Bray Wyatt, in his sweater, comes out all smiles. And he stops at the bottom of the ramp and he turns up to it. And he waves his arm saying, come on, come out. And then out walks Scarlet the Witch. Scarlet holding a leash. And Scarlet's pulling on it. And then out walks an imposing figure wearing a mask. Hang with me. And they make their way into the ring. And Bray says, it's so nice to meet you guys at last. Spanish Fly, we're so looking forward to meeting our new friends. Come bragging rights, we just had to come early. You know? And Mr. LA Knight, I've heard so many things about you. I just had to come see you in person. LA Knight saying, oh, this is LA Knight's ring, and you can take you and that gimp-ass looking motherfucker out of here. You hear me? And Bray Wyatt saying, well, that's not very nice. But, oh, let him, well, you see, the Fiend, he found a new friend. Okay? He found Scarlet the Witch for me to keep me company in the fun house. So very kind of him, and he found someone else. And you see, he's had an old friend he just was dying to get back. How he says, relic of the past. And so, with our new friend, he said, let's get my friend back. And so here we have the relic. And now you see, he's been a very naughty boy right now, so he had to put his muzzle on. But don't worry, he just has a lot of energy. You know how pets can be. So, I was thinking that later on, I'm gonna let him have some fun. Let him get the zoomies out, you know? And so, well, I wouldn't want him to ruin our new friends so soon. So, why don't y'all stay backstage and keep an eye out for when my new pet has his fun later. Okay? Goodbye. For 100, Ray just smiling creepily. Relic in the backstage, in the background, just standing ever imposingly. Scarlet the Witch holding his leash for 100. Yeah, 100. Can't complain about that. Yeah, he's wearing the mask. Let's get into the action, shall we? Because you could go either way on me having the mask there. We got a women's NXT team at bragging rights qualifying. Casey Catanzaro taking on Tiffany Stratton. And in the end, it is Tiffany Stratton getting the win and picking up the qualifying spot for 51. 49 Casey, 38 Tiffany. Pretty good. The team so far is Captain Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, and Tiffany Stratton. And we're going to finish out the women's team here as well. We finished it on Raw. We're going to close out the women's team here on NXT as well. So 51. Yeah, good match. Then we go backstage and we have Jade Cargill and Roxanne Perez talking. And they agree that they've had their issues these past few months, going at it in Queen's Crown, going at it in the build-up to SummerSlam. But now they agree to, work together. Come bragging rights, they agree to work together for NXT. They shake hands, a little bit of respect. As then they both turn their heads and saying, "What do you want?" As in walks Trick Williams, and he says, ladies, don't worry. Tricky was just in the area. I just wanted to do a bit of recruiting. I don't know if you've heard, but I am... And he leans down and he pulls a tape measure out of his pocket. He slowly starts extending it a few inches away from Jade Cargill, measuring her waist to ass, let's be honest with ourselves. And he's slowly extending it and saying, "Owner, founder, and head pro..." His face just gets... his jaw starts dropping a bit and he gets a lot excited the further the tape measure goes on Jade Cargill, until he eventually has to stop. And he looks up and says, "Oh, Trick Williams, big booty baddies." And he walks over to Roxanne Perez, skipping his step now. And he says, "And I was just on the lookout because we got our recruitment meeting, our first one in a few weeks' time, and so I just wanted to come down myself in case some of y'all didn't see the advertisements." And he leads down for Roxanne Perez and he starts doing the same. "And just see what we're working with." And tape measure doesn't go as far. And he looks a little bit less excited. And he stops and he reaches in pocket and he says, "Anyway, here's my business card." And he hands it to Jade Cargill. "Why don't y'all give me a call when you're ready to be on the winning side? And hey," and he pulls one out and gives it to Roxanne Perez, "and why don't y'all give this to one of your big booty friends to give Tricky a call as well? Y'all know just like Tricky likey. I'll be seeing y'all." And he walks away for 50. Nice. Trick Williams. Big booty baddies. Oh, Trick. Then... I can't even go on for a sec. It feels weird not having Trick with Mello, but I hope we can all agree that this is a perfect use of Trick as well. Even if he's not with Mello, loath I am to split them. This is great. Next up, NXT Women's Team qualifier, Cora Jade versus Dana Brooke, 1-on-1. Obviously, it's Cora Jade picking up the win for a 48, decent, 46 Cora, 36 Dana. Happy enough with that. Cora Jade picking up the win and qualifying for bragging rights. Lovely. We go backstage to the men's locker room, Ray and Dom. Sadly, there'll be no Trick here. Sadly. Oh, Trick. Dom and Ray and Dom. And Dom says, to his father that, "You know what? I want the tag titles back, but you're right. Let's focus on bragging rights. Okay, you're the captain. I'm obviously going to be on the team, so let's work out a strategy, work out who else we're going to get on this team, and let's go win." And Ray's saying, son, I'm glad you're not focusing on the title so much anymore, but you're not on the team. You got to qualify just like everyone else." And Dom's saying, "What? I do? But you know me. You know how well we work together. Why would you? Who the hell have I even got a face?" When in walks, speaking of him actually, Carmelo Hayes into the room saying, "What's good, Ray?" And Ray says, "Perfect timing. Dom, later tonight, you'll be taking on Carmelo here for Splatting Team NXT for a 78. Dom not too happy about having to qualify here, but 78 for that. Decent little segment. Hopefully a good match later. Before we finish off the women's qualifiers for the night, the team is Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez, Tiffany Stratton, Cora Jade. And will it be Tiffany Stratton's tag team partner Persia Perosa? Or will it be Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez's mentor Candice LeRae completing things? In the end, it is Candice LeRae who finishes things off and completes NXT's women's team for a 62. 56 Candice, 53 Persia. Decent little match, 62 overall. Candice LeRae completes the team. Cargill, Perez, Stratton, Jade, LeRae. Decent little team, nice little team. NXT's assembled here for the women's match. Then we go to Regal's office, and you just have a shot of Regal and Bray talking. Regal a bit creeped out, his eyes kind of focused past Bray. Ridge Holland standing behind him, his very serious look on his face, just dead-eyeing behind Bray. And Bray saying, "So I think we'd all agree that, it would be best for everyone here if he just got to let out a bit of steam tonight, if you could find him toy. No, not toy. If you could find him a friend to play with. And Regal kind of hesitating and saying, Mr. Wyatt. And then the camera would pan, and then you just see him kind of behind, and you just hear very heavy breathing. And Regal hesitating, and Ridge saying, Sir, if you don't mind, him and the Relic still just dead-eyeing each other. And Ridge saying, I think I'd like to take this one. And Regal hesitating, but then Bray saying, marvelous. Well, I guess we'll be seeing you out there then, huh? Pleasure meeting you, Mr. Regal. Stretching his arm out, and Regal, very hesitant, grabbing it, and Bray shaking the hand before walking off. Relic and Ridge dead-eyeing a bit more before Scarlett starts tugging at the leash, and the Relic follows her for an 84. Nice. Okay. The Relic versus Ridge Holland later tonight. Before then, we have Dominic Mysterio versus Carmelo Hayes. Who will join Rey Mysterio on Team NXT at bragging rights? Will it be his son, Dominic Mysterio, or will it be Carmelo? In the end, good match. You know, two pretty good guys. Bit high flying, bit showboating. In the end, it's Carmelo Hayes with the nothing but net for a 75. 72 Carmelo, 60 Dom. Decent little match. It is Carmelo Hayes, though, who gets the win and joins Rey Mysterio at bragging rights. We go backstage afterwards, and we go to Isaiah Swerve Scott, not happy, storming into the locker room, finding Hit Row, top of the last, saying, what's good, fam? And Isaiah Swerve starts saying that, what's good? What the hell do y'all think you're doing? Going to Monday night, saying you're going on my behalf, when I didn't send y'all. Embarrassing me like that, getting your ass kicked by Drew McIntyre. Top Dog saying, whoa. Let's calm down with the hostilities. We were just doing y'all a favor. Drew, Tyler, they both want to talk their talk. But you are the champion around here, are you not? I Swerve saying, I am the champion. And so I'll do things my way. Against who I please. You don't think I can handle this? Why don't you watch Smackdown? See how I've handled things myself. For 100, Swerve not very happy about Hit Row getting in his business like that and going to Raw on his behalf, I say, making air quotes with my fingers, and taking on Drew like that. Before next up, we do have Ridge Holland versus The Relic. Bray Wyatt happily watching from ringside. Scarlett has the leash on. The bell's about to go, and Bray nods his head at Scarlett, and she undoes the leash. And the Relic just storms right into Ridge Holland. A hard-hitting battle between the two men. But in the end, it is the Relic who plants a Doomsday Saito straight onto Ridge Holland for a 76. He dominates Ridge a bit. Ridge is a big guy, just dominates him a bit though. 86 from the Relic, 38 from Ridge. Nice little match. The Relic gets the win. I'll say standing tall, but covers him, stays down, kind of on top as Scarlett gets in the ring and puts the leash block and pulls him back to a heel as Bray comes in very happy. Very, very happy for a 76. Good match. Good match. Then we go to a promo from the NXT Women's Champion, Dakota Kai. And she says she heard Io's promo on Monday. And she was feeling a bit left out. Io saying that she's worried about Becky, but not about Dakota. She knows that Becky would probably say the same. And she doesn't want everyone underestimating her like this. And Dakota says, so you know what? I don't want to feel left out. I don't want to be forgotten. And so, Becky, you're going to be there. And Io, you say you're going to be there. So you know what? I'll be there too. And I'll see you both on Friday. For a 99, really good from Dakota. Dakota also promising to see Becky Lynch come Friday. So we'll have all the women's champions there for that 99. Good. Before, main event. NXT men's team qualifying match. In what hopefully just be a really good little main event. Johnny Gargano taking on Trey Griffin. 1-on-1. Two really good superstars. Former Cruiserweight Champion versus Jonathan Gargano. Yeah, they're both really good, aren't they? Putting on a good show. Quick paced. Fast action. As in the end, Johnny Gargano hits Trigon with a Hertz donut and gets the win for an 85. Nice little match. 94 Johnny, 72 Trey. Happy with that. Johnny Gargano qualifies. So Rey Mysterio, Carmelo Hayes, and Johnny Gargano. That is a bit of a banging team, isn't it? Let's all be honest. For that 85. Good match. A good little main event just to cap it off. They'd show respect after the match, obviously. As the show ends with an overall rating of 88. Pretty good. Decent enough. If I put in a closing segment where they show respect, then this show gets 90 at least. But that's how things go. Oh well. 88 for the show. Still pretty good. The women's team is full and complete. The men's team has 3 out of 5. Bray Wyatt brought his new pet. And Trick Williams is on the recruit. Oh, I forgot to mention. I probably popped it on screen. If I didn't, I'll pop it on screen right now. With Trick Williams' business card, I imagine kind of like an American Psycho style business card, where it has his name and it has the phone number in the top left, the top right. You know, it has the business under his name. Instead of vice president, it will have owner, founder, and head proprietor. And then instead of an address at the bottom, I think it would have a quote. And I've been thinking about what the quote would be, and I think I'd go with, God, what would I go with? If your ass won't stop jiggling, give me a call. Otherwise, pass this to your juiciest friend. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. As NXT comes to a close, and this episode is nearly ready to come out to a close. We're 2 out of 3 of the way there, so let's make it 3 out of 3, shall we? With another edition of Smackdown. And Smackdown gets underway with the man, the Women's Universal Champion, Becky Lynch, coming down to the ring. And Becky Lynch makes her entrance, gets in the ring, gets in the mic, and she says, well, it's Friday night. And you see, this week, I've heard a lot of talk. From lesser champions, from lesser superstars, saying about what they're gonna do, saying about where they're gonna be. Well, guess what? You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk with the man? Let's see. Come on then. Get your butts out here. And Dakota Kai is the first one to get her butt out here, making her entrance down to the ring. The NXT Women's Champion standing across from Becky Lynch, and very quickly followed by Io Sky. Io Sky coming down to the ring as well. And we have the 3 women's champions. It's just quite a sight. Becky Lynch, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, all in the ring with their respective titles. You know, you'd see medics rush to a member in the audience, probably Connell, who's fainted from this sight. And all 3 women, you know, get a chance to say their piece. And Becky Lynch saying that, well, you all actually showed up. Well, congratulations. I didn't think you would, to be honest. I would have put money on it, but here you are, in the man's ring. In Friday Night SmackDown's ring. Well, you've had a lot of this. A lot of talking. About what you are, what you're going to do to the man. Well, I'm here. So talk. Dakota Kai first saying that she knows what Becky and Io think. She knows what probably most people think. They think that Becky Lynch is the man. You know, the man. Becky Lynch, the best. And I think Io Sky is one of the best, maybe the best women's wrestler on the planet, like Triple H called her. And Dakota says she knows that coming into this match, she's the underdog. She knows that coming into this match, the people are talking about Becky versus Io. Who's going to win that battle? Barely even acknowledging Dakota Kai's existence here. Well, guess what? Becky, you yourself know what it's like to be an underdog in a triple threat match like this. And trust me when I say I plan on coming out victorious as well. And Io just laughing. And Io saying, you won't win. And you won't win. Because I am. Because I am the best. I am the best in the world. And she just walks past Dakota up to Becky Lynch, and she goes face to face with her, and she says, "You're the man. I'm the kingpin around here." Becky and Io just both kind of smiling as they stare down Dakota Kai, just back a little bit in the distance. When you just hear ladies, 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 and as out comes Trick Williams, and Trick Williams making his way down to the ring, and he says, hold up, my apologies for interrupting whatever this was about to be, but I heard that we were getting some booties out here, and well, y'all know how much Trick Williams loves his big booty baddies. Now, I am doing some recruitment. We got a tryout in a few weeks' time, and well, they're just kind of doing some leaning and doing some inspecting of their behinds. And Trick says, "It looks like you all might have what it takes to be a part of the newest, hottest modeling agency around, Trick Williams' big booty baddies." So, pulls out his business card, leans it forward. "What do you say?" Holds it towards Becky. Becky just stares at him with a look of, the hell are you doing here? Tries to give it to Io. Io just, straight face staring at him. Trick says, okay, how about you? And he turns to give it to Dakota. And Dakota just straight into a scorpion kick to him. Trick dazed, turning around into Io, who quickly hits a big drop kick, sending him back. He flies back, bouncing against the rope into Becky, who grabs him, picks him up, manhandle, slams him down. Trick Williams put down by Becky Lynch here, rolling out the ring for a 100. Becky, Dakota, and Io, the crowd cheering. They've taken down Trick here. And then they'll just look to each other, and they all raise their respective women's titles into the air. Toxic. Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane coming out, and Mandy Rose saying, well, isn't this a pretty picture? Becky, Dakota, and Io all raising your titles, ignoring the other champions around here, Gigi and JC, and ignoring the woman who could take any of those titles from any of you at a moment's notice, showing off her Money in the Bank briefcase. Me. Well, don't worry about that. You can underestimate, you can do what you want, you can focus on whatever you want, but at the end of the day, toxic attraction are taking over, because you're not the best Becky, you're not the best Io, you at least know you're not the best Dakota. No, the top woman around here is me. And Becky Lynch rolling her eyes and saying, you know what, Dakota, Io, I'm looking forward to kicking your asses come bragging rights, but how about right now? I enjoyed working together to kick that guy's ass so much. Let's kick their asses as well. For a 100, leading into a 6-woman tag team match. Becky, Dakota, and Io taking on Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction. Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. Toxic Attraction, there you go. A match featuring all the women's object title holders. So we have our 3 singles minus the $1 million actually. Rhea Ripley's not in this match, so nearly. But yeah, Becky, Dakota, and Io versus Toxic Attraction. In the end, the champions come out on top. Yeah, I imagine it would end with them all hitting their finishers. Dakota hits the running corner kick to JC Jane, making her, knocking her to the floor. Io to the top, moonsault, big hit on JC. JC turning over in pain as Becky takes advantage, grabs a hold, locks into the disarmer. JC tapping out. Champs get the win for an 84. What are we working with? 88 Becky, 88 Io. Is already back up to 88, Jesus. 79 Dakota, 73 Mandy, 50 Gigi, 48 JC, all doing pretty well. The champs get a nice win here. They went face to face, beat the hell out of Trick Williams, get a nice win here against Toxic. Lovely. As then we go backstage to Paige in the women's locker room, and Paige says about how she is the captain and talking about qualifiers, and Charlotte just kind of rolling her eyes And Rhea says, show some respect. Okay, she beat you to become captain, so you should show some respect. And Charlotte's still kind of rolling her eyes as Deonna steps forward. You know, Deonna, the person Paige beat at SummerSlam, Deonna says, who am I fighting then? Because, well, I beat you, pointing to Liv Morgan, and I've beat you, pointing to Bianca, and she's about to do another one, but it's to Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley says, you ain't beat me. And Paige says, perfect, Deonna, you can take on Rhea Ripley then. Rhea Ripley very happy about that. Rhea Ripley, Deonna Purrazzo later. And then Charlotte Flair standing up and says, who am I fighting then, huh? And Paige says, Charlotte, you're going to be fighting Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan standing up, ready for a fight, Aaliyah by her side. And Charlotte just looks over at Liv, laughs, says, okay. Her funeral. For an 83. Nice. Nice. And then we continue not having a single match. We're nearly to the matches, I assure you. As out comes the NXT North American Champion, Isaiah Swerve Scott. And he says that he's left his house, NXT Swerve's house, to come here to Friday nights, because he don't need no one else to do it for him. He wants to call a guy out, he'll do it. And he's here to call out Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze, the United States Champion, coming out. Tyler asking, what do you wanted then? You want to call me out? What do you want? Swerve saying that, listen, come bragging rights, you, Drew, I'll kick both your asses. Don't you worry about that. But, I mean, right now, I'm here. You're here. There's a referee back there, I'm sure. So, why wait? For 100, Tyler happily accepting. So, next up, Isaiah Swerve Scott, the North American Champion, versus Tyler Breeze, the United States Champion. A little preview what's to come at bragging rights. There'll be Drew in there as well, but a singles match for now. Swerve versus Breeze. In the end, Swerve manages to come out on top with a Swerve stomp. A good match. Both men giving it their all. In the end, though, Swerve comes out on top for an 85. Good match. 81 Breeze, Swerve. 74 Breeze. Both men doing pretty well. As Isaiah Swerve Scott does get the win in the end, though. As then we go backstage, and we go to Roman Reigns watching the TV. Watching Smackdown on the TV. And he's not happy. And he says, "Can you believe this, wise man? A champion on my show getting shown up by some NXT loser. We can't have that, wise man. We can't have that." Then Braun Breaker walks in. Roman's mood gets a bit better. He says, "Do you send the message?" Braun says, "Yeah." "Did he get the message?" "Yeah." And Roman's smiling and says, "Good. Good. That's good." For a 100. Nice. Roman not happy about Tyler, but happy about Braun beating the hell out of Kevin Owens. You have to love that. You have to love that. For we have our first qualifying match of this evening. Charlotte Flair taking on Liv Morgan, 1-on-1. Charlotte, both of them give it their all. Charlotte using her strength, Liv Morgan, the underdog a bit, you know. Main story match, I would say, is Charlotte going on what we showed when the match was told to her. Laughing, Charlotte underestimating Liv. Liv, the underdog, the crowd behind her. In the end, Liv Morgan managing to roll Charlotte up for the 1-2-3. 79, Liv Morgan qualifies for Team Smackdown. 75, Charlotte. 70, Liv. Both women doing pretty well. But it is Liv Morgan who books her spot alongside Paige on Team Smackdown. Lovely. Good for Liv. Good for Liv. Then we cut to Trick Williams backstage. He's walking around, you know, in a bit of pain after getting beat up. He's mumbling himself, small booty heavinesses anyway, didn't want him to join my modeling agency, they ain't got what it takes, they don't got the grit, they don't got the determination, their rear ends don't even jiggle that much. And he turns around the corner, and he says, "Hello there." And he just sees this big ass. Oh my god. He sees it, and he starts rubbing his hands, and he walks over, he's licking his lips in a bit. And he gets to her and he says, "Well, hello there. What do we have here?" And she turns around and it's Scarlett. And behind her is the Relic, still with his mask, still being a naughty little boy. And Trick Williams saying, I just gotta, and he starts to run, but then he stops, he turns back, leans out, hands the business card to Scarlett, and he says, I'll be a win your call. And then he runs off for 63. Oh, Trick. Oh, Trick. Do you like this Trick Williams stuff? I'm a big fan. I've never said ass so much. I'm a big fan, though. Oh, God. Next up, we have the main event of this evening. The second qualifier, Deonna Purrazzo versus Rhea Ripley. Both women wanting to qualify. Who will join Paige and Liv Morgan? In the end, it's the $1 million champion, Rhea Ripley, who comes down top, hits the riptide on Deonna, and gets the win for an 81. Another decent little match. 72 Rhea, 71 Deonna, as Rhea gets the win and joins Paige and Liv Morgan on Team Smackdown. Shaping up to be a nice little team, isn't it? Smackdown won't complete their team, quite like Raw and NXT has that quickly, but they'll get there next week. As the show is nearly ready to come to a close. We can't end Smackdown yet, though, without the Roman Empire making their way out. Roman, Paul, Braun, Solo, Jay, and the Von Erich brothers make their way out to the ring. Roman, smug look on his face, get in the ring, and he says he's glad to hear that Kevin Owens got the message he sent him. He got it loud and clear. He hopes he understands it. Understands the same thing that LA understands, and that's you keep the tribal chief's name out your mouth. You want to bring me there, you want to summon me, I can kick your ass without lifting my finger. Because that's the power the tribal chief has. That's the power the head of the table has. So Kevin Owens, LA Knight, you can both keep your mouth shut and get to live a little longer. Or you can run your mouth and get your ass beat for the next 2 weeks before we get to bragging rights and I kick your asses myself. And Roman's saying that, you see, I have bragging rights. Last year, SmackDown failed. SmackDown was a loser. 0 wins out of 6. My show ain't gonna be a loser like that. Nah, this year, my show wins. For 100, Roman dead looking into the camera when... You think you know me? Huh. You never did. Out comes the Judgment Day. Edge, Black, and Ciampa making their way into the ring. Bron Breakker stepping forward much like he did when the Golden Gods were coming out. And Roman Reigns grabbing him by the shoulder and telling him to stand back. Roman looking intrigued as the Judgment Day make their way into the ring. And Edge says that he heard what Roman said. He wants to win bragging rights. And Edge knows that if Roman wants to win at bragging rights, well, then Roman should know this as well. He needs good men. He says that you got your 5 guys here, Roman, but are they really gonna win that men's 5v5v5 for you? Because I don't think they will. No. So I'll make you an offer, Roman. The Roman Empire and the Judgment Day together. Whichever 2 boys you want, and us free at bragging rights. And I will win that match. And I will help your show win. And then next month, I'm taking that title from you. Edge right in Roman's face. Roman laughing. And Edge extends his hand out, offering this unholy alliance of the Roman Empire and the Judgment Day. And Roman looks down at the hand, and then he looks up at Edge, a look of disgust on his face. But then you see Paul Heyman lean forward and whisper something in Roman's ear. And Roman laughs. Before Roman reaches out and shakes Edge's hand. That's the final shot of the show. The final shot of the show is Roman and Edge in the middle, shaking hands. Roman, his Roman Empire behind him. Edge, the Judgment Day behind him. An unholy alliance formed heading into bragging rights for a 100. Good end to the show. Very happy with that. Overall rating of 90. Yep, we'll take that. 81 main event. A couple hundred segments to end it. 90 rating. Very pleased with that. Good show overall. Continue moving on things towards bragging rights, you know. I got to use Trick Williams on 2 shows this week, and that is always a good thing, as that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you're enjoying things in general. Heading into bragging rights. 2 more episodes before we get there. Who do you think is going to win at bragging rights? Raw, NXT, SmackDown? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe so you don't miss a single thing as we go on the road to bragging rights, and leave a like if you did enjoy, because I really do hope you have. And as always, I just want to say a very big and special thank you for watching.